Welcome back, everybody, to the Metropolis Bulldogs Teambuilder Dynasty here on NCAA Football 14. Today, the Bulldogs have an in-conference doubleheader as we start off at home against the Bulls of Southern Florida University, and then we head off to Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia to face off against the Temple Owls. These are two very winnable games for our Bulldogs who have completely exceeded all expectations so far this season. Currently with a record of 5-2. We're just one win away from bowl eligibility, and we have a chance to clinch bowl eligibility today for the first time in this series. So our first matchup is against 1-6 USF. They have not had a good year at all, and although they are better on paper than us, we have been the significantly better team on the field. Last episode was crazy, a 4-overtime game against East Carolina that we barely won. Definitely the game of the year. If you missed it, make sure to check it out because it was a very fun one. Also, for what it's worth, our game is on a Wednesday, and it's the only Wednesday game on the schedule, so technically, it might be nationally televised. So it'd be nice if we, did well. Here's a look at the conference standings. We've got some teams really doing well with UAB and Tulane currently ranked. That's pretty cool. Let's take a look at the Usf Rosters. They're led by sophomore quarterback Timmy McClain, who is a talented player, but 40% completion percentage doesn't really get the job done. The rest of your team is very shaky. They have a horrible defensive line. Their best defensive lineman is injured, so we have a chance to run all over them, which is easier said than done because our rushing attack is completely non-existent. But if there's a day to get things going on the ground, today is the day. Welcome to Metropolis Field here in the nation's capital. The 5-2 Bulldogs look to clinch bowl eligibility here on a Wednesday night for the first time in program history, and the only team standing in their way, 1-6 USF. Certainly a winnable game. I don't want to take these guys for granted, but on paper, the Bulldogs are certainly the better squad. First play from scrimmage. Here's Donovan Barrington with a nice cut to the right side. He gets about 28 yards. That has to be the longest run all year. If that play is a sign of things to come, it could be a long day for USF. The Bulldogs are moving it down the field nicely as here is Osiris Young hit hard at about the 5-yard line. USF has good corners. That's really about it on their defense. They don't have a good front seven, particularly the defensive line, but they do have some solid secondary play. First and goal, it's the power back, Xavier Grice, who powers his way into the end zone for a touchdown, and the Metropolis Bulldogs start this game on top as they lead 7-0. So far, so good here within the opening minutes as we take a look at Timmy McClain and the USF offense. McClain is mobile, which is not good news for the Bulldogs because they struggle against really quarterbacks running in general, particularly mobile ones, as McClain on the first play gets nearly 50 yards and brings it inside the 25-yard line, being tripped up by Jovanovic. Nearly a touchdown there for McClain on USF's first play of the day. First and goal now, it's Jaron Magnum powering his way into the end zone for a touchdown. So the Bulls answer back with a score of their own. Maybe they're going to make this a ball game. I know they're 1-6, but maybe they realize, hey, we have nothing to lose as Castillo, for whatever reason, pitches it backwards, and it's picked up by Stewart, who trips up at around the 20. I think he wanted to pitch it to Wilkerson, but that was just horrible execution. Manuel Castillo's had a great season, but that is a freshman mistake right there. No other way to put it. So USF has the ball as it's Jimmy Horn Jr. who brings it inside the 5-yard line for a gain of 20. Might have actually brought that one to about the 1. First and goal now. USF looking to punch it in and take the lead as Timmy McClain finds an open man. It's Horn again, this time for the score. And the USF Bulls will strike as they now take the lead 14-7. Not an ideal start for the Bulldogs, but there's still plenty of time to figure it out as this time Castillo times the pitch correctly over to Adams with a nice little spin move, and he gets it past the 45. Good gain of 29 for Victor Adams, and I've got to say, so far the Bulldogs are running the ball pretty well, which is obviously quite rare for them. 3rd and 2 now. Looks like they're going to try to punch it in here with Adams again, and this time he is wrapped up shy of the first down yards marker by the defense. It's TJ Robinson who brings him down, and the Bulldogs would elect to play it safe and punt it. So USF has the football. Here's McClain, the lefty, under a lot of pressure, and he is sacked. Only a loss of the yard, but still a sack nonetheless. Now a 3rd and 3 here late in the first quarter here for USF. McLean looks like it's going to be an option. He keeps it himself. He has the first down, gets by McGrew. A nice run there for Timmy McLean, and both teams are running the ball well early. Usually it's just the opponent who is running the football well, as that wraps up the first quarter. Not great. The Bulldogs are down, and they don't have the ball, but this USF team is 1-6 for a reason, so give it time, and hopefully Metropolis can figure some things out. Early 3rd and 1 here for USF. It's a pitch to the left side, and it looks like Magnum is not going to get it. Broke about 3 tackles, but still loses about 3, as it's Malcolm DeGray, the senior, who brings him down, and then USF Bulls would punt it. So now the Bulldogs have it. Castillo breaks 1 sack. Can't break another one, however, as it's a loss of 5 on the play. Tyrone Barber is the one who brings him down. Good pressure there by the USF defensive line, who hasn't looked all that good so far today. Maybe that can be a sign of things to come for them. 3rd and 10, Castillo under more pressure. He's going to look to get rid of it as he throws it away. Late hit. We do have a flag. Is it going to be roughing the passer or intentional grounding? And they're going to call it an intentional grounding on Castillo. So, pretty unfortunate there as Metropolis has to punt it again. And the Bulldogs' offense is going virtually ice cold. The Bulls have it back. McLean up the middle for Jaron Magnum, who stiff arms a defender. Nice game there for Magnum in the air, and the USF offense again appears to be in business. 2nd and 10 now for the Bulls. Here's Timmy McLean looking to throw it under pressure, and he is going to break through the sack somehow. Gets the first down and more. Brings it nearly to the 10-yard line. And right now, the Metropolis defense looks completely disoriented. I don't know what the deal is, but they do not look good at the moment. As on 1st and goal, Jaron Magnum, he's going to walk by the red carpet and into the end zone for a touchdown. Okay, now is it time to maybe start at least walking towards the panic button, because Metropolis is now down 21-7, and they are not looking all that good. I don't think it's time to hit the panic button, but it might be time to get towards it. 3rd and 5. Short throw for Wilkerson, who makes a nice catch, but slips backwards for a loss of about a yard. USF gets another stop. They'll get it back on offense, looking to further extend the lead even more. 2nd and 4. McLean looks to throw it. He will connect up the middle with Jimmy Horn Jr., who breaks the tackle, gets about 12. And USF's offense, again, is moving it nicely. They are in business. 3rd and inches now for the Bulls. Not a whole lot of time left here in the second quarter, as it's the fullback Dean powering his way for the first down. Metropolis' defense is just getting completely picked apart and ran over as Jaron Magnum gets the first down. Stiff arms by Jovanovic and is brought down at the 1. USF moving quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Under 30 seconds to go in the half as Magnum is wide open for the score. Okay, now it's time to hit the panic button. The Bulldogs have allowed 28 unanswered points. They're down 28-7 at home against a 1-6 USF team on national television. Might I add, USF starts with the ball in the second half, and they had a really good kick return for good field position, as if things can somehow get any worse for Metropolis. As here's Jaron Magnum with a nice run down the field. He brings it to the 25, and it appears the issues from the first half are still in full effect. 3rd and 11 now here for the Bulls. They have it at the 26-yard line. Here's Timmy McLean on the screen for Magnum. He is stuffed for a loss of 2 by the true freshman, Michael Roberson. So, hey, it's something. The Bulldogs got to stop. What is USF going to do here? For sort of a no-man's land, they could kick it, and it looks like that will be what they do. It's a 45-yard attempt. Certainly not a guarantee here, as the kick is up, and it is good. So it goes down the middle, and USF now leads this game 31-7. Yes, that is 31 unanswered points for the Bulls. And the Bulldogs are in real trouble. They're down by 24. If they want to start a comeback, it's got to start now. Castillo on 3rd and 6, rolls out to the right, tries to get it to Young, but the ball is punched out. Another drive and another stop. The Bulldogs are going to look to punt it here with Zach Kirksey, who's had a pretty busy day, but it's a fake. The fullback, Jim Bean, keeps it and gets nothing. I guess there was really nothing to lose there except for the game and your pride. But the Bulldogs have already pretty much lost both of those, bearing something crazy as USF has it back. There's Xavier Weaver on 3rd and 5 with a nice first down gain. The Bulls continuing to move down the field here with no problem as they now have it from the 17-yard line, getting very close here to the end zone and possibly extending this lead even further. As on first down, here's McLean, drops back to throw it, up the middle for Jaron Magnum. He is awfully close, not quite in the end zone, but he does bring it to about the 1-yard line, and USF is inching closer and closer to furthering their lead even more as it's a 3rd and goal. McLean looks to keep it on the option, but he is stuffed in the backfield by Jamel Forrester. Hey, there's a good defensive play. We have not seen many of those today from Metropolis, as USF has to settle for the field goal. Kick is good, and it is now 34-7. The Bulls with 34 consecutive points, and now the Bulldogs look to get back on track. They have not done anything since the opening drive of the game, and I guess that'll continue here as Castillo gets picked off, and this nightmare of the game continues to get even worse by the second, somehow, some way. USF has it back, looking to extend the lead even more, as on 3rd and 5. It's going to be Dollison for a score of his own, and look at that scoreboard, 41-7. This is an all-out massacre. The USF Bulls have completely ran away with it here in the 3rd quarter, and I think at this stage of the game, this stadium is going to start to look really empty as the 4th quarter goes along, and I honestly cannot blame these fans because this has to be the most embarrassing loss in team history. Not that there have been many embarrassing losses by Metropolis, but this one is certainly number 1. 4th and 5 here for the Bulldogs. They do convert. It's Tamarian Johnson with the first down. Hey, Metropolis is actually kind of moving it down the field a little bit as we have another 4th down, this time 4th and 10. And again, there's no reason not to go for it at this stage of the game in the 4th quarter, down by 34 points as Castillo, his pass is incomplete, out of bounds. USF would shoot clock for about 4 minutes, so Metropolis has it back with not a whole lot of time, only about 10 seconds, as fittingly the game ends off with an interception. Evans picks off Manuel Castillo, Castillo's 3rd turnover of the game, and that is how this one comes to a close. Thank God it is over. 41-7, a massacre here by the USF Bulls. Metropolis scored on their first drive of the game, and after that, it went downhill, and it went downhill quick. Nothing really good happened in this game. Actually, that's a lie. We actually ran the ball pretty well, which is odd because we haven't ran it well all year. Of course, Victor Adams had to get a little bit banged up. But the one time we actually run the ball well is the one time we get killed against a 1-6 USF team. So maybe we should just not do well running the ball, because clearly that seems to be how we win games. USF completely dominated us. Timmy McLean was very good. Jaron Magnum was very good. Their defense was very good. Manuel Castillo was not very good, along with our defense. Really, other than the run game, there were not any positives today. As we simulate the week, we would get some good news in the recruiting trail, however, as we would end up getting a new commitment to join our class. Running back CL Frost has joined the team. He's a local kid out of Baltimore, Maryland. He's sort of a running back wide receiver hybrid, and I'm very excited to get an opportunity to have him on the team because he's a super unique prospect. So now we have 6 players committed, 5 3-stars and a 2-star. Overall, I think recruiting is going pretty well as we get to the second game of the day here against the Temple Owls at the Link. Another opportunity to clinch bowl eligibility against another team who has a record of 1-6. Temple, like USF, is really bad, but we learned last week, do not underestimate the team based on their record, because obviously USF completely killed us. And I think Temple's probably a better team than USF. Not to mention, this game is on the road as well. So we have to be alert. We got completely embarrassed on, I guess, technically national television last week. And we need to rebound today. And it's certainly going to be a challenging one. But hopefully we can pick it up after last week's complete and utter disaster. So as we look at this Temple team, again, they're not great. I think they're better than USF, but they're not all that spectacular. At quarterback, it'll be sophomore DeJuan Mathis. And if you remember, we played against Temple last year. DeJuan Mathis got sacked 11 times. He was horrible in that game. We won against Temple 31-0 last year. That was one of our 3 victories. So we've beaten Temple before. We know how to beat these guys, and not only did we beat them, but we completely slaughtered them. So as long as the Bulldogs can get back on track here and play to half of how they did when they beat Temple last year, Metropolis should win this game and clinch bowl eligibility for the first time in school history. The Bulldogs are going to choose tails because, as you all know, tails never fails except for like 20% of the time, and this happens to be part of the 20%. Temple wins the toss. They choose to kick, so the Bulldogs will start this game on offense. Metropolis scored a touchdown on the opening drive last week, and then obviously after that, it was tough sledding. Donovan Barrington opens up the game with a gain of 8, and of course, on the very first play from scrimmage, Barrington would get injured. Yeah, this episode's been a total disaster so far, as Barrington would strain his shoulder. Not a serious injury, but he will not return to the game. So it'll now just be the Victor Adams show, which I am a little bit excited to see what Victor Adams can do in a full workload. 3rd and 2, the pass for Wilkerson is broken up incomplete, so that'll make it a 4th and 2, and the Bulldogs are going to say, screw it. I know it's early. Why not just risk it for the biscuit and go for it, as Xavier Grice gets the first down. I guess Grice is probably going to get a bigger role today as well with the injury of Donovan Barrington. Grice had that lone touchdown last week, so we'll see what he can do today, as the Bulldogs are actually moving it pretty well. They now have it at about the 10-yard line. 1st and goal, back to Grice. He has blocks, and Xavier Grice is in for a score, and the Metropolis Bulldogs will strike first as they lead it 7-0. Hey, the offense scored on the first drive of the game. Now, that's what happened last week, so it's not time to get comfortable, but it's something. Here's the Temple offense. If you remember, they scored 0 last time they played Metropolis a year ago, as Mathis is sacked and fumbles it. Looks like that was Delvin Hines the second with the sack. So as I said earlier, Metropolis' defense had 11 sacks last year against Temple, which is wild because I don't think Metropolis has 11 sacks all year this season through the first 8 games. The pass rush has been, well, really, really bad. So the Bulldogs offense has it back. There's Osiris Young with a nice gain of 18 yards. Hopefully Osiris Young can look to get involved early. He still hasn't really picked it up since his first game of the year, in which he absolutely dominated against Washington State. 1st down, Castillo with a bomb as it's underthrown and picked off by Paul. And the rough episode here for Manuel Castillo continues. And although Manuel Castillo's had a really strong season today in both games, particularly the first one, but so far this one too, he just doesn't have the same command of the offense. So Temple has it back as Mathis launches a strike for Ahmad Anderson Jr., who gets the 1st down. Good play there for the Temple Owls as that wraps up the first quarter. The Bulldogs are winning 7-0, but as we saw last week, don't get comfortable or else, well, that could prove to be bad news. We open up the second quarter with a 3rd and 6 here for the Owls, looking to get their first points of the game as DeJuan Mathis looks to throw it under a little bit of pressure, sends it towards the back of the end zone, and it's caught, but out of bounds. Good defense there by Metropolis to get the stop, and it looks like Temple will send the field goal unit out. In the 2 times that these two teams have played, it's taken over 5 quarters for Temple to score, but hey, they finally scored, and it's now 3-7. Metropolis still holds the lead, but Temple has scored points, something that they could not say last year when these two teams played against each other. So now the Bulldogs have it back. 3rd and 1, handoff for Victor Adams, and he is smothered in the backfield for a loss of 2. That's the Metropolis run blocking we all know and loved. Yvonne Rigby is the one who brings him down, so that'll force a punt here for the offense, and Temple has it back. DeJuan Mathis on 3rd and 10, hit as he throws. I think that was Malcolm DeGray with the hit, big 45. So Temple has to punt, and overall, both offenses have not been all that good today. I guess it's better than last week, where only USF's offense was good. So Metropolis has it. Here's a nice run by Victor Adams, getting about 11. So far, Victor Adams has been pretty solid. He's gotten the ball quite a bit today, and he's had a few nice plays, as it's a 3rd and 1 now for the Bulldogs. They have it pretty much at midfield. Here's Manuel Castillo scrambling to the right, looking for Wilkerson, who makes an awesome catch. What a play by the senior wideout Marcus Wilkerson for the 1st down, and that'll make it another 3rd down. Now a 3rd and 1 once again. It looks like it'll be an option pitch here for Victor Adams with a spin move. That was a good move, but he still does not get anything. Stopped on the play by M.J. Griffin. 4th and 1, the Bulldogs are going to say, hey, why not go for it again here? They're not really in true field goal range as Castillo goes short for Osiris Young. He gets the 1st down. That'll move the chains. A good play there by the Metropolis Bulldogs offense as we have another 3rd down, this time 3rd and 12. Metropolis looking to chew clock. They don't want Temple to get the ball back with a whole lot of time. Castillo scrambles to the left. Looks for his side end, Smith Gardner, but the pass is incomplete. So now the field goal team will come out here. Here's the marksman Mark Mitchell, who has not attempted a field goal yet today. This is his first one, and it is good. A little bit shaky, but he gets it to go down, and it is now a 10-3 ball game. The Owls have 3 timeouts and about 50 seconds here to do some damage, which is just more than enough time. But the question is, will they actually do it? Because their offense hasn't really shown any signs of doing such. Mathis on first down, sacked by, looked like Jonathan Savage II, forcing a loss of 7. 2nd and 17 now, Temple chewing clock, realizing that, yeah, we're probably not going to score here before halftime. Mathis looking to throw it. He is sacked again. That might have been Savage once again with the sack. Delvin Hines II as well was there. They'll credit it to Hines. So that wraps up the first half. All things considered, pretty good. The offense is not looking a whole lot better than last week, but the defense has been very impressive here for Metropolis as the Bulldogs lead this game 10-3. So the Owls get it back here in the second half as Mathis is going to be sacked again, this time by Ford Chavez. This is pretty much exactly a reenactment of what happened last year. Sack after sack after sack. Last year's game was fun between these two teams, not going to lie. So the Bulldogs get it back as it's John Alexander who loses 3. Good stop there by the Temple defense, and that'll make it a 2nd and 13 here for Metropolis. Manuel Castillo looks to throw it, scrambles to his right. Castillo has an open man. It's Osiris Young who gets it to about the 35-yard line. Hey, maybe the offense can start to find a groove. I know it's been tough sledding today for the offense, but maybe this is the drive that changes some things. Here's Xavier Grice with blocks down the field. Grice is one of the few players who's had a good episode. I've been impressed with him. He's had a few nice plays and is the only Metropolis Bulldog to score a touchdown. Castillo on first down, scrambles to his left this time, and he is sacked for a loss of about 6. Nice play there by Kobe Wilson. Now it's 3rd and long here for the Bulldogs. Castillo this time goes to his right. He's only going to go short for Jim Bean, trying to truck his way for the first down, and he gets about 10. So Temple gets the stop. That'll bring out the field goal team. Here's a chip shot for Mark Mitchell, and it is no good. Wide to the left. Wasn't even close. I guess the hash mark kind of fooled him a little bit. So it remains a 1-score game, and this game continues to get uglier and uglier by the second. So now it's a 3rd and 1 here for Temple. Here's DeJuan Mathis dropping back to throw it, and he is incomplete. So the Bulldogs get yet another stop, and now they get it back on offense. Metropolis has had so many opportunities to pretty much take Temple out of the game, but they haven't been able to capitalize on this side of the ball. Good gain of 11 here for Victor Adams. Adams continuing to have a really solid day. He hasn't been outstanding, but he's been, I would say, good. Now a 3rd and 12 here for Metropolis. Here's Manuel Castillo looking to throw it. Castillo moves to the right, and he will not get it to Wilkerson, who has the ball completely deflect off of his hands and complete. That forces another punt, and Temple has it back here late in the 3rd quarter. Possibly one of the last plays of the quarter as it's Anderson Jr. again past the 35, almost to the 40. Ahmad Anderson with a gain of 18 yards, and that will wrap up the 3rd quarter. 10-3, no score change. Both offenses have completely fallen asleep at the wheel. We'll see if either side of the 4th quarter can possibly break away. Temple with the football here, 2nd and 11 to open up quarter number 4. Price in motion from the right to the left as it's a handoff for Edwards. Sadie's nuts on the ground. I'm sorry, that was a horrible choke. Sadie loses 4. I think that was Malcolm DeGray who brings him down, and that'll make it a 3rd down. Temple's offense would do nothing again, so now the Bulldogs have another opportunity to try to finish off this game. I think a 2-score game probably ices it for the most part as it's a handoff to Victor Adams here on the left side, and Adams is going to get about a nice first down gain of roughly 17 yards. That'll push the team over the century mark, and again, Metropolis has ran the ball well today. And in both games today, they have actually ran the ball quite efficiently. Hopefully this is a sign of things to come, but regardless, the Bulldogs' rushing attack is really going to be put to the test here as they try to chew some clock. 2nd and 3, it will be a pass here. Castillo scrambling with it. Castillo's now going to keep it himself. Gets the first down, slide to the 35. A nice run there for Manuel Castillo, and the Bulldogs are moving it pretty nicely. They are in field goal range. Keep in mind, Mark Mitchell did miss one earlier today, but hopefully he can clutch up if needed. As on 3rd and 10, Victor Adams gets about 4. The whole idea was to center the kick, get away from the hashes, get towards the middle of the field, and that's exactly what the Bulldogs do. So it's a very makeable kick here for Mark Mitchell. He splits the uprights, and the Metropolis Bulldogs lead by 2 scores. 13-3. Metropolis is on top. They just got to get one more stop and finish off the game. Temple's offense has shown no signs of pulling off a comeback, so hopefully that can stick. Edward Sadie on 1st down. That's a good start. He gets a solid gain of about 16 yards, so that'll move the chains forward for a Temple 1st down. They're not totally out of the game. They can string some luck together. You never know. 1st and 10, here's DeJuan Mathis, connects with Jose Barbin. He gets it inside the 10, and the Temple offense, for the first time here in the second half, is doing something. They're moving it down the field. They now have it on the goal line, looking to make it a one-score game once again. 1st and goal here for the Owls. Mathis hands it off for Edward Sadie, cuts to the left side. He is in for a touchdown. Don't look now, but the Temple Owls have it within 3. 13-10 is your score. Now the Bulldogs still have an opportunity to choose some clock here, and this is a true testament to see if the rushing attack is finally back, although it was never really here. So is the run game here? No. Victor Adams nearly gets it. He's just inches away. That was more so a good defensive play rather than poor blocking, because the middle of the field was completely wide open. So I'll give Temple's defense for credit there. But now they get it back. Field goal ties. Touchdown takes the lead. Temple does not have a lot of time here, but you never know as Edward Sadie on 2nd and 10 loses 4. Big play there by Michael Roberson. And that'll make it a 3rd down and long here for the Owls. With one timeout and a little bit over 1:40 to go here for Temple, this might be the biggest play of the entire game. Metropolis has to get a stop here. DeJuan Mathis connects with Jose Barbin, and well, I guess that's a stop. He gets 13 yards. Certainly a doable 4th and 1, however, here for the Owls as they try to convert and keep the game alive. It's a handoff for Edward Sadie. He has the 1st down and more. Sadie down the field, 30, 25, pushed out of bounds by Delvin Hines the 2nd. But there's a flag. Clock currently sits at 1:08, and it's offsides on Percy Morales. So Temple gets the 1st down regardless, and the play ends up standing. Imagine if Sadie didn't get it and the offsides would have been called. That would have been really depressing. But nonetheless, Temple gets to keep the drive going now as the clock sits at about 1:02. DeJuan Mathis connects with Jose Barbin, cuts by the defender, and the Temple Owls, with just under a minute to go, are winning. Their offense did nothing through 3.5 quarters, and now they have taken the lead somehow, some way. Metropolis does not have a lot of time here. Field goal does nothing. They need a touchdown, and they have not scored since the opening drive of the game. Early 3rd and 10, Castillo with a great throw for Marcus Wilkerson. That'll keep the drive alive as the Bulldogs call their 1st time out of the half. They still have 2 left to go here, along with some time. That'll make it a 2nd and 6 now. Clock sits at 37 seconds for the Bulldogs as Castillo again rolls to the left side. Under pressure, goes short for Adams. He loses about 5. Not a good play there for Metropolis as they call timeout number 2. They're now down to 1. 3rd and 11 here for the Bulldogs. Castillo looking to throw it. He has an open man. It's Emmanuel Cortez who cuts upfield. Cortez on the open space. Touchdown! Metropolis Bulldogs with under 30 seconds to go. Are you kidding? Can we look at this play again? Once Emmanuel Cortez catches the ball, it's like some second gear comes into him and he goes full speed ahead. I've never seen him or anyone on this team run that fast before, but Cortez, once he got the ball, shifts into a second gear and takes it the distance for probably the best play in school history. And now Temple needs a miracle. 4th and 3. DeJuan Mathis gets 4 on the ground. That'll keep the drive going if the clock was not at 0. You could have ran a Hail Mary there or anything, but instead they go for a QB run. Well, we won the game. That was quite the 4th quarter, though, but you know what? A win's a win. This game was not pretty at all, but we choked a 2-score lead within the span of a couple minutes and then had a miraculous comeback to win the game. It's the 9th-ranked ESPN Classic, which I guess, through the first 3 quarters, it was just a defensive slugfest, but that 4th quarter was something else. Manuel Castillo, again, was not great. He just has not had good command of the offense, but we ran the ball very well. Xavier Grice was good. Victor Adams was good. Osiris Young played quite well today. And the defense was a lot better than last week. We didn't quite get 11 sacks. We got 5, which for how we've done this year is still very solid. And then as we look at Temple, DeJuan Mathis threw the ball better than he did against us last year, but still took a lot of sacks. I think they should have gave Edward Stady the ball more. I thought he was quite solid. Jose Barbin was as well. And then as we look at their defense was, for the most part, quite good. Our offense did not have a good day. We just had a good first drive, a good last drive, and, well, that was obviously enough to win the game. So that's going to wrap up the episode here. We've got another doubleheader in the next episode against UTSA and Capital College as we get another commit to join the team. It's defensive tackle Brian Slater, who's a 75 overall. He is really good, possibly a day one starter for us. 80 power moves, 79 finesse, 79 block shedding. He is super well-rounded. Doesn't have outstanding athleticism, but he could be really good. Unfortunately, we lost out on a lot of other commits. James Hoffman, Bonaventure Thibodeau. I really wanted to get Thibodeau. Zykia Wiggins, and Josh Williams, who was one of our low lock guys. So, although we got Slater, it did come at a little bit of a cost. So that's going to end today's episode. As I said, next time we have the 2-8 UTSA Roadrunners, although we cannot sleep on them. They have Sincere McCormick at running back, maybe the most talented offensive player in our conference, and then Capital College, who is currently in first place of our division. So, 2 big games in the next episode. Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out.